Hi, I'm Bill, and this is the Warrior Medic. This episode is for couples, and especially for the wives who've been quietly trying to reach a man who doesn't know he needs reaching. I was in Saudi Arabia, months into an assignment that had already exposed everything I had been running from, and my wife finally arrived after months of getting my youngest son through high school graduation and then enrolled and off into college. And from her trip, she brought a book. Now, looking back, I can see it wasn't just any book. It was John Eldredge's Wild at Heart. Now, I need to tell you something about me. At that point in my life, I resisted help from anyone. Asking for help felt like weakness, and receiving it felt like defeat. If anyone suggested I needed something, I immediately didn't need it. My wife knew this. She had lived with it for decades. So she didn't say, Bill, you need to read this book. She actually just mentioned it, as casually as she could manage, that our adult son had read it and was really impressed. Then she put it on the coffee table, and she left it there, where I would see it every day, without her mentioning it again. I want to pause here and say something to the wives watching this. That took wisdom, real wisdom. She knew me well enough to know that pushing would close the door. So she opened a window, quietly, without fanfare, and trusted me to climb through it. The hard way as usual, but climb through it. But here's what I didn't know at the time. While I was convinced I was the only one carrying the weight of what was happening in my life, I was wrong. My wife was carrying that weight also. She had crossed the world to be with a man who never fully let her in. She had brought a book she hoped would reach him without triggering his defenses, and she had placed it on a coffee table and prayed. I thought I was alone in my struggle, but I wasn't. I was just blind to the woman who was fighting for me while I was busy fighting everyone else. To all you wives, or those soon to be, your husband may not know you're fighting for him. He may be so deep in his wound that he can't see it. That doesn't mean what you're doing isn't reaching him. It reached me, eventually. The book on the coffee table was still there months later when I finally picked it up, and what I found inside changed everything. So, to the husbands, the woman in your life who has been quietly, faithfully trying to reach you, she sees something in you that the wound has been hiding from you. Don't make her wait as long as I made my wife wait. I wrote about my wife's faithfulness and what it cost her and what it gave back in Forged by Fire, and the link to that book is below. If your desire is to be a better man, a better husband, and a better father, hit subscribe and follow these episodes closely. I can't promise you you'll change overnight, but I can promise you we'll walk this journey together. And remember, we're all becoming warrior medics. So reach back, help someone on their journey. You will change their lives. This is Bill, and this is the Warrior Medic. No man left behind.